Hi, nice to see you again. I'm back with another full reformer session. We're here for about 40 minutes. The theme is arms and abdominals. That's our focus, our upper body today. As ever, take this at the pace you want to. If you want to pause me and do a few extra reps, things like that. Let's just start by bringing the focus in. Take a few deep breaths. I'm sitting on the edge of the reformer, holding a resistance band out at about chest height. Thinking about posture, thinking about slowing and steadying the breath a little bit. We're starting with some lateral pulls. On that exhale, pull the band out. Inhale, let it retract smoothly. So this is obviously physically getting the shoulders warmed up a little bit, but really nice for kind of bringing that mind-body connection in, bringing that awareness in, that concentration, nice little mindful start to our session. So really think about keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. And can you notice how your shoulder blades kind of move in your back? They'll pull together as your hands pull apart. Your shoulder blades will pull apart as your hands come together. And also we can control that band back in without letting it kind of ping your hands together. Nice to get some breath work going here as well. From here. Again, we're going to think about that kind of scapular placement, the shoulder blade placement as we lift the arms up and down. Now, after a few reps of these, I know it seems very, very easy, very, very gentle, but you will feel that work start to build up in the shoulders here. Really nice for shoulder mobility. How high can you get that band over your head whilst leaving your torso positioning unbothered, unfazed, unaffected? Core stability, shoulder mobility. And again, if you feel the shoulders start to kind of hunch up a little bit here, we can readjust them, pull them back down. I've lifted my heels here and I've gone into a half roll back. You probably can't see it from this angle, but a nice curve, C-curve of that back. I'm going to do that same couple of exercises. So starting with a lateral pull, obviously just getting a little bit more work into the abdominals and actually all around the back and all around the core here just to hold that position. Scooping and rounding, keeping the shoulders down, keeping the arms long. Nice strong pulls out to the side and then arm raises. The higher you raise your arms up overhead, the more work it is for your abdominals to try and hold that position. Nice. Also, I'm keeping a little bit of tension on the band there, so don't let the band be floppy. Give it about 10% of your maximum pull on that band, so you keep it tight. Keep the shoulders working. Keep those abdominals working. Keep that breath work going. Exhale, scoop deeper as you bring that band back down. Then to finish this set, we're also going to do some oblique twists. So again, keeping that little bit of tension in the band. We're going to scoop round to one side, through center. Now we're not just waving the arms side to side here, but deeply twisting. Can you pull the rib cage round to one side? Feel that work in the waistline. Squeeze it round. Try and keep your hips and your knees nice and central. Twist. Exhale, pull through curve. Twist. Exhale, center, pull into that curve and come back up nice and tall. Let's shake things out. So we should feel after that little warm-up, sorry, I've just gone for one extra little stretch there, why not? After that warm-up that the shoulders have done something, the abdominals have done something. So we've kind of warmed up those kind of focus areas. Next, we're coming into a little 4-point kneeling position. That's me just checking the camera still rolling. So we're going to place the band along the reformer, kind of up by the shoulder pads. And then you're going to get into a 4-point kneeling position. We're going to do some tricep pulls here and a little bit of kind of plank work. So we've got that core strength, core stability, abdominals are working, shoulders and upper body are working. So just some shoulder articulation here. Drop the chest through the shoulders and then push up away from the mat. So you're just sliding those shoulder blades. Set those shoulders about halfway so they're really stable. And we're just going to hover those knees above the mat. Hover and place the knees back down. We're going to keep the back nice and long. Main thing to look out for here is that you're not kind of dropping into an arch of the lower back. So keep your back long and strong and stable. A little bit of work through the core here to hold that lovely long straight back position. And of course, some strength work into the shoulders and the arms here. The lighter you have the spring here, the harder it is to keep the carriage still. You'll see that we don't want the carriage to move anywhere. Let's go into tricep pull. So secure the band under one hand. You're going to pull that elbow right up next to your waistline and extend the arm bend. Extend the arm bend. Again, we're keeping hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. Super square, super stable 4-point kneeling position. Exhale, brace the core. Pull. Inhale, release. Try and keep that elbow tucked up nice and close to your middle. and nice and up high next to your body line here. Stretching that arm out. That's really going to isolate the triceps at the top of the back of the arm. Your nose should be pointing straight down to the reformer bed in front of you. So you've got that nice length down the back of the neck as well. Stable, strong, isolating those triceps. Now you can control how tight that band feels, how hard work these tricep pulls are. We're going to go back into that plank. Now, a little progression if you're interested. We find that same little knee hover, and then you can stretch the legs, pushing into full plank. And then come in with control and rest the knees back down. Unless, of course, you want to work even harder, in which case you could keep the knees up the whole time and just stretch and bend the legs. That will work into your thighs, into your quads as well. I'm going for a little rest in between. Oh, another option here, you can come down onto the elbows, keep them nice and parallel, come to a slightly lower plank, holding either side of the shoulder pads. That's a really nice option. Personally, I prefer the long arm version here, so I'm just going to show you a couple and then I'm going to go back to my long arm version. Keeping that nice straight arm, shoulder blades set in place. Little bear hover. So either just hovering and then bring the knees down, or you can hover the knees, stretch out to plank, bring it in and then press the knees. If you're going full whack here, you can go full plank, keep those knees up the whole time, just slide forwards and backwards. It can be easy there to let your hands kind of shoot out in front of your shoulders. Try and keep them nice and stable underneath your shoulders. And then we're going to do that with precision. So you're going to hold the plank and you're going to nudge your hands forwards and back, keeping those shoulder blades strong and set, not lifting the shoulders up to the ears. You can do this on your elbows if you're doing that forearm version as well. Harder work for the shoulders, harder work for the core. Can you keep that plank super strong? Don't forget to breathe and then bring the carriage in smoothly. Let's rest the knees now. We've still got the triceps to do on the other side, don't forget. So secure the band under the other hand. Elbow comes up nice and high, nice and tucked in next to your waistline. And we pull. Inhale, reset, exhale, pull. Inhale, reset, exhale, pull. Inhale, reset. So just focusing on keeping that core slightly engaged, just to keep things nice and stable, nice and steady, just awareness. Okay, sometimes that little core engagement is good just for awareness. Shoulders are down and set. Back of the neck is nice and long. We're just pumping through that tricep press. If this easy peasy lemon squeezy, you could do it all day long. Just take the speed up, get more repetitions into the same amount of time. Next up, I've just lifted the foot bar and the headrest here. I'm going for a light-ish spring. On this reformer, it's a medium spring. On the other reformers I've got here, that's a heavy spring. So either a yellow or a red if you're on a peak Pilates reformer, but a medium heavy spring. Something that's very, very light for your arms, basically. Hands set in the ropes. Let's just find that same little shoulder articulation. So we're going to reach up, lifting the shoulder blades from the mat and then press the shoulder blades down into the mat. This is shoulder drops in mat work. You can do it with a sense of dropping and releasing, just to shake some tension out the shoulders as well if you prefer that version. Again, just kind of mindful awareness, mind-body connection. Be aware of where your shoulders are set. We're going into tabletop next. We're going to do some curl ups. So bring those shoulder blades right down onto the mat, settle them in place, keep those arms nice and long. A little mindful moment to connect to your core and your back positioning, and then lift those legs up to a nice steady tabletop position. Shins parallel to ceiling. Let's go knees and ankles together. We're going to continue here with those shoulder articulations. This time you've got a little bit of pressure, a little bit of resistance through those ropes, so it feels a little bit different. Can you keep the shoulders down away from the ears, away from the pads? Can you keep the core muscles working hard all the way around your back and your center? Find that same little shoulder articulation with that resistance. We're going to finish with the shoulders set down and go into our curl up set. Might we suggest a little exhale here as you push the hands kind of 3/4 of the way down, and an inhale to reset nice and smoothly. Exhale, curl up, reach past your thighs. Inhale, come down, arms come to about vertical. Any further than that, we get a little bit caught up in those shoulder pads. Nice. Try and get a sense of curving through the upper back here. Also try not to scrumple the chin right in towards the chest. You want a little bit of space here. That sense of kind of lifting and curling. Use your exhale to pull your chest up and forward. Inhale to reset avec control. Now when you reset, we're not losing control here and arching the back uncontrollably, trying to keep a sense of length and stability through that lower back. Keeping those arms nice and long. Exhale, reach and reach and reach and reach. Inhale down. It's only a small movement, but executed with precision. Very, very effective. We're going to take a little active rest here. So just keep those ropes out the way for the time being. And just take a few stretches of those legs. Just an active rest, breathing into it. Nice, just to take a nice little full body stretch here. Springs are super light. There shouldn't be any hard work at all for the legs. We're going into an oblique set now, okay? So the setup will be exactly the same, apart from we'll have a little bit more space between the knees and the feet. So same tabletop position, but go for some space between the knees and the feet, and therefore we can come into an oblique curl up. So this time, as you take your first curl up with your exhale, you're going to send one hand either side of a knee, and you're going to pull those ribs round to the side, a little bit like we did in our seated warm-up. Inhale, reset to the center. Exhale, curl up, twist to one side. Inhale, back to center. One whole shoulder blade should really lift up away from the mat here. And again, we're not just waving the arms from side to side. That's the key with these oblique sets. Not just waving those arms side to side, but the arms are coming to the side just because they're attached to your shoulders attached to your chest. And we're using those muscles in the waistline to pull around to the side. I always like the cue or the visualization of actually moving my rib cage or twisting my rib cage to the side. The arms just happen to come with. Exhale, lift, twist. The higher you lift, the more room you've got to turn around. Inhale, control down. And try to keep your legs somewhat steady up there in your tabletop as well. Let's take one more each way. Twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to center with control. Keep those shoulders set. Okay, let's take another little active rest. To get into that as well, we'll just make sure we're set up for the next set so we can save some time later. So I've got the big hoops of my ropes together to make one hoop. And I've got both of my hands kind of stacked up on top of one another. And I'm taking these little knee bends or leg stretches in a turned out position here. A little ballet first position, a little frog position, a diamond position, however you prefer to name it. A little bit of external rotation at the hip. My toes are apart on the foot bar. My knees are apart when they bend. And my heels are staying together, a little frog press. Just again, a little active rest, just to deepen the breath a little bit, restore some energy, give those core muscles a little bit of a break. We've got another little set coming up. Okay, so let the ropes catch here. Find some tension in those ropes again, arms staying long. Core nice and steady and strong and stable. Shoulders set down into the mat, down away from the ears. Lift the legs into that same diamond shape, but just off of the foot bar. We're going to take little nudges with the arms. That is it. It's tiny. Little nudge forward, come back to vertical. Little nudge forward, come back to vertical. Try not to arch your lower back uncontrollably here. Keep that strong, stable, neutral spine position. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale, keeping those legs nice and set. We're going to mimic the same little nudge now with the legs. So keep those arms vertical, legs nudge forward and back and forward and back. We've got a little bit of pull into the outside of the hips here to hold that external rotation, that little turn out. And a little flex and bend through the knees and the hips, just a nudge forward and back. Exhale, nudge. Inhale, back. Again, all about that core stability. I've just swapped my hands here as I go for another set with the arms now. Exhale, nudge. Inhale, back. Keep those shoulders down from the ears and down into that mat. Arms stay long. Breathe nice and steadily if that pace of breath doesn't work for you. And again, it's just a little nudge. You could even speed it up a little bit. Nudge and nudge and nudge. And we're going to do another set with the legs here. Reach and pull back in. It's subtle, but it's effective. All the while, we're keeping our focus super on your center, on the back. Keep your back long. If it helps to think about drawing the lower back down into the mat a little bit, that can be really useful. Core strength, core stability. All right, little finisher. One nudge forward with those hands, in a curl up, stretch the legs, and we click the heels together. 8, 7, 6, core tight. 5, shoulders down. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release, relax. We've got one more little set to come up here before we move on. So let's just take another little active rest, whatever your body calls for. Stretch the arms, take a few stretches. You can take a few paddles through the ankles if that feels good. We're going to do some triceps here. Coming up next, so arms are going to go all the way down on the mat next to you. Arms nice and long to begin with, legs up into a tabletop position. If you want to work the abdominals harder, you can always hold the legs out in a double leg stretch. It's a nice option to have. Keeping the elbows down and tucked on the mat, let's just raise and press the lower arm. So just flexing at the elbow, ain't nothing else moving here. Just flexing from the elbow, lift and press and lift and press. Keep the wrists nice and strong so a flat hand comes all the way down to the mat next to your hips. Keep the breath nice and steady. Pilates breath-wise, I would suggest exhaling with that press. Inhale to reset. And with every exhale, you can have a little extra focus on tightening some of those core muscles, tightening that inner belt as well. If that breath pattern doesn't work for you, just keep breathing. Okay, a few more to go. I've just wrapped my fingers around the straps here to make a fist, turn my palms in, and we're we're tapping the little fingers down to the mat, as if you're kind of slamming your fists down on a table here. The higher you lift the forearms, the further you'll have to pull them down, working those triceps. Keep that breath nice and steady, chest nice and open and proud, legs nice and steady, whether they're tabletopped or double leg stretch. Last few here. 3, 2, and 1. Feet down to the foot bar. Take a nice deep breath. Whatever your body needs to do to relax and reset here. Drop some tension. Let's replace the ropes. A nice little kind of interlude here is if we grab hold of the shoulder pads, let the elbows drop out to the side, nice and open across the chest. Knees and feet together, just take a little rock and roll. Really nice way just to kind of stretch and release through the shoulders and the chest. Take a nice little mid-spine twist. Should feel nice and relaxing. Nice and delicious for the back. We're coming into more of a stretch section here anyway. It's a little interlude before we work into the box. So you want to sit up nice and tall here. Go light spring. On this reformer, it's a blue spring or a spring on the outer edges, but go for your lightest spring option here. Hands in the middle of the foot bar. Spine stretch. So curve that back. Tuck the tailbone. Keep the shoulders away. Round the spine. Take a breath in. From here, we exhale. We let it go. So you push the mat back as far as you can. Stretch the spine. Drop the chest down through the shoulders. Get a shoulder stretch, a spine stretch, a hip opening stretch. Take a breath in, and we're going to come back up, curving the spine. So tuck that tailbone, drag the mat in with your booty, curve through the back, slowly and unfurl the spine up. We're going to do that 2 more times, adding in a rotation. Take a breath in. Exhale, spine curl. Find that curve, like you're reaching over a beach ball. As much space as you can between tailbone and crown of head. Right hand goes out to the side, thread the needle, and then as you drop into that spine extension, thread your needle, pull yourself into a twist. You'll see here that I've grabbed the outside frame of my reformer, so I can really use that as leverage. Pull against the frame, push against the foot bar, pull your rib cage, pull your rib cage through. And then one final central stretch. You'll feel it go a little bit lower each time. Drop that chest down. Can you get your ribs to touch the mat of your reformer? Scoop it through a curved back to come in and up. Unfurl, shoulders down, lift the head. Let's go. Spine curve. Left hand opens. Breathe in. Fill the lungs as you twist to the side. Deep breath. And then exhale, thread your needle, let it go. Push that mat back. Stretch the spine. Pull yourself into a twist. Push against the foot bar. Pull into a twist. Should feel absolutely delicious. And then as you come into center, have a look at that spring. Can you visualize your spine stretching out like that spring? Long and straight. Take a deep breath in. And for the final time, we exhale. Tuck the booty under. Round the back. And drag the mat in slowly underneath you, curving through the back. and rolling up bit by bit by bit. Keeping those shoulders down away from the ears. Should feel absolutely delicious, that little set. You could even go for one more little straight spine right down the middle. Spine like that spring, stretching out. Can you get the front of the ribs down to the mat? And a scoop and a curve back in. That's lovely, isn't it? Doesn't that feel great? Oh, gorgeous. Even worth starting a session like that or finishing the session. Indeed, this was my kind of wind down at the end of the session. And then I thought it felt better actually as this little interlude in the middle. Okay, don't mind me. I'm just checking the camera's still rolling. Okay, we're going to work with long box here. So grab yourself a long box. Get it right up against the shoulder pads. I'm going to do some arm work here. So medium to heavy spring here. Again, I think I've gone red spring on this reformer, which is the middle one, which is the strongest one. We're going to go surfboard style on the box now. Elbows lifted, but not so much that they kind of start to lift your shoulders. Push back. A little bit of shoulder articulation again. Here we revisit that same theme. So scapular raises. Push the box back. Let the shoulders scrunch up to the ears, and then push the shoulders down and let that box just drip forward a little bit. Push the shoulders down. Let that box drip forward. Nice. So we're going horizontal here. We're not lifting the chest up and down to the ceiling. Stay horizontal, stay flat. Move those shoulders up and down your back, which is horizontal in this position. Keep those shoulders set down your back now. We're going to go into some horizontal press-ups. Keeping everything long, strong, working, legs reaching, elbows out to the side. I think I'm just changing my spring, don't mind me. And then push back, elbows wide, push back, elbows wide, push back. So working into the top of the shoulders, the delts a little bit, biceps a little bit. Today, because we've been focusing a little bit on this shoulder placement, I want us to stay really focused on that zone in your upper back, keeping those shoulders pulling down into the back. Elbows wide. And then also a strong plank position throughout, not scrumpling into the lower back. Send your tailbone away from you, long through that lower back. Abs scooped up and in, legs extending, almost like you're trying to lift your knees or your thighs up away from the box. This is a simple movement. I like to go with a little bit of pace here, lots of reps. Nice high pace. You could always go stronger spring if you want to go for that strength building intention through the biceps as well. All right, finish up that little set. Let's change the spring down. I've gone lightest spring here, but work with what you need to work with for a single arm tricep press. You can also drop that foot bar down if it's a little bit intense on the wrist. So we're going to crucially send the elbow down towards the springs here, okay? So rather than having the elbow out to the side like in the last set, elbows facing down. Be mindful that the shoulder's not scrumpling up towards the ear. Oh, don't mind me, I'm just moving my spring bar. The hand is slightly towards the maybe not entirely in the middle, but it's slightly towards the middle of the foot bar. And we're sending the elbow straight down towards the spring. Little T-Rex arm, I always think here. Exhale, push. Engage the core. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, push. Control it in. Smoothly does it. Keep that elbow facing down. Shoulder away from ear. Long neck, long spine, long legs. Whatever pace you've set for yourself out the gate, we just got to keep that going. Got to just maintain that speed. When you feel that speed start to slow down, the technique start to fray at the edges, that's when we know we're kind of in our final 2 or 3 reps. When you're ready, over to the other side. You can see on this side that my spare hand, my not working arm, is just resting down on the mat, just next to your box. Little reminders here, elbow down towards the springs or towards the floor. Keep the rest of the body working as well. Lengthen that lower back, scoop the abdominals in, stretch those legs. Easy to forget about the legs here, but let's make it a full body experience. Exhale, push. Find a pace that works for you, works with your breath, works with your body. From here, let's just take a little stretch. So I'm going to swing round, feet up onto the foot bar, grab hold of the foot bar. Let's just take a little hammy stretch just to kind of Stretch out the back. Let's just flex the spine after being in that prone position and extending a little bit. You can also pull into the shoulders here. So you see what I'm doing here is I'm just going to grab hold of that foot bar and pull into the shoulders. And then here I go. Oh, a little shoulder blade stretch. That feels delicious. You can also drop the shoulders, lengthen the spine, really work into the hamstrings. You can send the heels under the foot bar to work into the calves, a bit more of a nerve stretch there. Okay, have a little shuffle around on your block. You want to be about halfway forward. So they've got a little bit of space behind you. Spoiler alert, there will be some half rollbacks involved here. I've got my feet either side of the box on the mat. Find a beautiful, tall sitting posture. Back into that shoulder focus, my friends. Shoulder shrugs with a little bit of extra resistance. Now, I have got a light spring here, if you're wondering. So it stays the same after those triceps, light spring. Palms facing forward. Keep your arms in line with your body line. So not too far back, not too far forward. Let's keep the shoulders set down, pulling slightly together in your back. I'm going to go for some arm raises here. So raise those arms up to about chest height. The palms will be facing forward. When they come up, that means the palms are facing up towards the ceiling. We're doing this avec control, keeping those arms super long, keeping the shoulders slightly back, slightly down, chest nice and proud and open, core muscles working hard to maintain that beautiful posture. Exhale, push up. Inhale, let the arms come down, but not too far, just in line with your body. Option, you'll notice there, to add in a little opening as well. So you can lift those arms up to chest height, open out to the side, draw the pinkies back together, and then back down past the knees, just in line with your body. Push up to shoulder height, out to the side. Pinkies draw closer. Keep those arms long, come down next to your side. All the while, control, smooth, fluid movement. Work with what you've got here, spring-wise. On this reformer, the lighter spring is enough for me. See how it feels. Turn those palms down. Let's do chest press. So the ropes will just sit underneath the elbows wide. Exhale, push forward. Inhale, elbows wide. Exhale, push forward. Nice. Shoulders on fire at this point. Hold those arms straight. We roll back. Lift the chest up. Exhale, scoot the booty under. Curve the spine. Push up. Good. Keep those arms long and try not to let those arms droop. Keep them lifted, keep them lifted, keep them lifted. Can you move the box? The strength of your abs and the articulation of that back curve. Half roll back and push up to a vertical line. Okay, 3 to go. Here we go. Scoop and scoop and scoop. Strong abs, curved back, push. 2 to go. Scoop and round. Shoulders down, arms long, push. Last one. Half roll back and push up. Let's blast out a final set of chest press. Here we go. And push. 1. Sit up tall, shoulders down. And 2. And again, let's go. Bend those elbows wide. Push. 3. Almost there. Use our breath. Exhale. 4. Let's do 2 more. Bend those elbows. Exhale. Push. Last one. Let's do it. Bend. Exhale. Push. Core strong. Arms strong. And release. Okay. Ropes back down. Shuffle your butt right to the front edge of your box and ease your way down to lying on your back. You can use your hands to support you. Use your abdominal strength if you want to do a roll down. Hands behind the head, elbows lifted and wide. Let's do some nice simple curl-ups, feet on the foot bar. Inhale, come down to your horizontal level. And then exhale, curl up. Simple and effective, my friends. Exhale, curl up. Feel those muscles right underneath the front of the rib cage. Pull your chest up. Everything else nice and stable, nice and under control. Again, not collapsing the lower back as you come back down. So we're mindful to stay controlled as we come back down. Reach the arms past the thighs. Let's take a little oblique reach to the right, to the left, to the right. Stay lifted. Just take that little slide. Can you reach your hands a little bit further forward past your thighs? Let's repeat that with the legs in a tabletop now. So legs up to tabletop position. Curl up. Inhale down. Mind that lower back. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, back down to horizontal. Simple and effective. Keep it focused. Keep it mindful. Legs nice and steady. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, replace. Exhale, curl up. And hold, reach the arms, a little oblique. Reach, reach, reach. So this should feel like a side to side movement. Can you reach your fingers a little bit further past your legs? Reach and reach. Hands to the head. Bring the feet down and find your way out of that position. Now, I'm indulging a little extra stretch here, which you're very, very welcome to do. Letting my back arch, finding that full stretch, pushing against the foot bar until we'll roll up and curving through my spine to come back down. Roll up here. Indulge that nice arch here. I'm doing that intentionally, letting it all go. Trying to find a curve of the spine each way, a little bit like a cat-cow situation. All right. Take a little moment, have a little flop, have a little stretch. Find your way up and off the box. We're going to swivel it round to a short box configuration now. Spring-wise doesn't matter. You might even want more spring on the spring bar just to stabilize the carriage. We're not going to use the springs and the resistance for this one, okay? Foot bar down. Sit yourself, plonk yourself in the middle of the box. And now everything is parallel here, okay? Super square to whatever wall you're facing. So that foot in the foot strap is parallel, toes facing forward. Now commit to your lean so much that you hang out of that foot strap. Get yourself super square, line yourself up right down the middle of the reformer. We're going to do a little test of our balance here. Take away that underneath hand, lift to the head, 1. Take it back down for a little rest. We don't want anything else to move. We've got the most beautiful, long, stable diagonal line all the way up from the heel to the crown of the head. If I'm being truthful, I reckon I could go a little bit lower here. I reckon I'm kind of kinking up to this ceiling a little bit more. Long, flat diagonal line. Once we've got that feeling of bracing, we can do a side sit-up here. So you're going to bring your hand up towards the back of your head, so you've got 2 wide elbows. And then we're going to use the strength of the obliques. Elbow down, squeeze up, elbow down, squeeze up. This is a full body, just about everything's working, my friends. Keep long, keep long, keep long, keep long. Don't drop the chin down. Don't look down towards the knees. Keep reaching out, long line here. Squeeze up. Okay, bring yourself all the way up. Shuffle back on the box a little bit. We're going to take a glute hip stretch here. So the other leg just comes up on the mat next to you. Just knee down onto the mat and lean your chest over towards your calf. Now, if you're very loose here, you might want to take one or maybe even both hands just to dangle over the front of the reformer. I actually like to just stabilize myself with one arm. You don't have to take any arms down there. You can just rest your hands up on the box to see if you can get your chest nice and close to your calf or your shin here. Keeping that knee down and out of the way. Just like a pigeon pose or a pigeon stretch. You should feel this in your butt cheek, around your butt cheek and your hip on the side that's up on the box there. Okay, back to some strength work. Now here you want your lightest spring. I've got 1 blue spring on this reformer. Upright position, nice and vertical. We're going to do a little arm pull through. So you're going to hold the rope with your opposite hand and then pull through, square up, hold that arm out, shoulder height. And you're going to let the rope pull you into a little bit of a twist here. Use your waistline, pull through to square, and then let it come through into a little twist. Look towards where you're facing, look towards where that rope is pulling you. With control. Now exhale, pull through. Yes, that arm is going to work. That shoulder is going to work to pull the rope through. But can you get that sense that the obliques are working to help with that pull? To help unravel your spine into that square position here. You could even hold it maybe for a millisecond longer. And then we're going to do that whole set on the other side after a final stretch. See if you can melt into this a little bit deeper, with a little bit less tension. Can you take your mind's eye down to that hip area? See if you're holding on to a little bit of gripping or tension there. Bet you are. I always am. Take a deep breath. See if you can just relax a little bit of that tension around that hip. Then we'll do all of that set again. So we had a little side hold, some side sit-ups. We had a glute stretch. We had that little oblique twist pull through. And then we had a final glute stretch as well. So plenty coming up. So find that gorgeous long lifted line here. Hand up behind the head, elbow slightly forward so you've got that good shoulder placement. Now use the strength of your waistline and your back and your core to keep that lovely line. Ain't nothing moving here, just floating that hand away. And then pop it back down on the headrest for a little bit of a support. A little bit of a rest, gain some energy, catch your breath. Exhale, brace, hand up, gorgeous. Inhale, come down, reset. Nice. Now for the side sit-ups, we're going to keep that line, keep that length, dip the elbow, squeeze up, dip the elbow, squeeze up, dip the elbow, squeeze up. Lower body staying so strong and stable, working through the waistline here. Keep that chest open, neck nice and long, looking right up ahead of you, not down towards your knee. All right. Okay, let's find that lovely stretch. You can see a little bit clearer what's going on with the knee here. So your other knee just comes to rest on the mat. Lean forward. Be sure not to topple off the front of your box. I always think that sounds like a Russian gymnast. Topple off. Don't topple off the front of your box. You might have to shimmy backwards a little bit. And we just hold it. We breathe into it. Melt into it. Relax into it. Heavy. Released, relaxed, not forcing anything through tension, but don't be too easy on yourself either. I'm going to push it a little bit in these stretches. All right, grab that front rope, hold it in the opposite hand. Let it pull you into a little bit of a twist. Your spare hand probably up behind the ear, but it can go on the waistline. You can just relax it on the box if you want. Exhale, bend the elbow, pull through, hold. Inhale, let it pull you into that twist with control. Exhale, pull. Inhale, let it pull you into a twist. Maybe exaggerate that twist a little bit using your own core muscles. Nice. And then let it be teamwork, right? Between that arm pulling the rope and between your obliques pulling you into that twist. Waistline, arm, teamwork. Try not to scoop that shoulder up towards the ear. It stays down. All of that beautiful work we've done for our shoulder placement. All right, deepen that stretch now. Glute stretch. Loosey-goosey, relaxing into it. A little bit lower, a little bit deeper, a little bit fuller than the first side. Isn't that lovely? When we repeat a stretch, it's a little bit like those back stretches we did earlier. When you repeat a stretch, you can just feel it go a little bit deeper each time. All right. We're basically there, my friends. It's been a really good session. We've worked super hard. Worked those arms, worked the abdominals. We've got some rotation, flexion, extension, some mobility and stretching, lots of strength work, lots of core stability. It's been good, isn't it? It's been fun. Let's finish with a blast of press-ups because it's abdominal strength, it's arm strength. Get that mat back, get those hips forward, find that nice diagonal line where we touch the chest to the foot bar. And then almost as if you're pushing the foot bar away, shoulders down and set, shoulders away from the ears. Push that foot bar. Nice. Okay, keep going. All of that technique, we're going to push through a final 10. Here we go. Bend, push, 10. Core tight, push, 9. 8, shoulders down, 6, don't forget to breathe. 5, keep that mat back out the way. 4, can you get that chest to the foot bar? Almost there. 3, keep going. 2, and 1, beautiful work. Let that mat come in. Find a little stretch. Bum to heels. Drop that chest through. Little shoulder stretch, little back stretch. Final few moments now. Just let the breath settle, let the mind settle. Cool the jets. Nice deep breath. What an enjoyable session. Thank you so much for joining me. Drop me a little comment if you used this class or any sections from it. What felt good. Let me know questions. Oh, she's going to find a little thread the needle now, find a little spine twist. Take a few moments here to breathe and to stretch however you want to, whatever your body's calling for. Listen to your body. You can repeat some stretches from earlier, find something new. Don't rush the ending. It's really nice just to let everything settle, have a little mindful moment at the beginning, at the end of a work, even if it's just a little half an hour workout on your own. A little quiet moment to get in and out. I'm going to do a mindful little roll up through my spine. All right, my friends, thanks again. I'll see you here next week. Lots of love.